Hello and welcome to Dr. VGP Talk Show. Hello and welcome to Dr. VGP's podcast, Dr. VGP Talk Show, that reaches 42 million households, including 2 million across North America. This episode of Dr. VGP's Talk Show is featuring and part of the Asian American Heritage Month series. In this podcast, we are featuring an oncologist par excellence who serves as the chief of oncology for more than 3 to 4 hospitals in Chicagoland, who has established himself as a phenomenal philanthropist, educator, mentor, and also is today a proud author of a book. You know, at this time, the world is mourning, and all of us are very deeply pained and saddened what happened closer to our home in Kashmir, where 27 innocent people were gunned down. So, in that moment of grief and poignant time, which the Indian diaspora across the world, and especially here in USA, are grieving, we have a ray of hope, a ray of peace, that happiness can be curated if all of us eschew violence and embrace love. Yes, in Kashmir today, for the first time in many years, we see that protests were truly unified. No political party or leader orchestrated them, and no organized banners or candlelight marches were planned. The outrage and grief were spontaneous, coming straight from the heart of the people. Every mosque observed silence. These are the words of our featured star guest today, Dr. Mohammad Tajammul Hussain, an oncologist, an author, educator, and community leader globally. He continues to say, our star guest, Dr. Mohammad Tajammul Hussain says, we must all boost and nurture the spirit of unity, compassion, and resilience that has emerged from among the people themselves. I like to repeat the words of our star guest today, who says we must all boost and nurture this spirit of unity, compassion, and resilience that has emerged from among the people ourselves, irrespective if you're in Kashmir, India, or the world. Yes, our friends and viewers, let us remind ourselves that Dr. VGP's podcast and the Global Eye magazine and all our readers and viewers and well-wishers, that only unity can shield us, only brotherhood can heal us, and only togetherness can lead us to triumph. If we look around today and what we read and see on the TV or the press or the media, we are all descendants of that spirit that gave the world Buddha's compassion, Gandhi's nonviolence, and Kalam's dreams of tomorrow. Is this the generation that will let divisions splinter the grand tapestry woven by our ancestors? That's the question. I hope all of you will get the answer for that question when you sit calmly and listen to this podcast featuring Dr. Mohammad Tajammul Hussain and his book, Much is Misery, Hope, Healing and Happiness. Yes, we are duty-bound to rise above petty differences. We are designed to build bridges where others build walls. We are called to sing the anthem of unity rather than the drumbeats of discord. Sit back, enlighten yourself by listening to this selfless, loving and caring human being, Dr. Mohammad Tajammul Hussain. Welcome to Dr. VGP's podcast, Dr. VGP's talk show that reaches 42 million households, including 2 million across North America. Our featured star guest today is Dr. Mohammad Tajammul Hussain, an oncologist and hematologist who is practicing in 6 hospitals as the chief oncologist in Chicagoland. Dr. Tajammul Hussain had his early childhood schooling in Methodist Boys High School in Hyderabad, Telangana State, India, and graduated with his MBBS MD degree from Osmania Medical University, Hyderabad. Dr. Hussain, it's delighted to have you on Dr. VGP's podcast today.
Thank you, Dr. VGP. I'm very excited to be here and also talk about my book and my journey from the childhood till now. I'm very excited. Thank you for inviting me for this.
Great. Dr. Hussain is a very busy clinician and physician, and he must have had a long day today, being a working day. But today, being the month of May, is celebrated in United States of America as the Asian American Heritage Month. So our production team has selected outstanding Asian Americans to be featured in our weekly podcast. Dr. Hussain, we are grateful to you. I know you had a busy practice day in your clinic in Naperville. You're also the oncologist in Insight Hospital and also in Bethany Hospital. And you have so many clinics and hospital affiliations. We're deeply grateful to have you come. You've been selected on our show for more reasons than one. You're not only a physician par excellence, you're a humanitarian, you're an author, you're a community leader, and there's your quest for vibrant living, making a difference in everybody's life, is admired and saluted. Thank you, Dr. Hussain.
Thank you very much. And one more thing I want to add, to be a proud Indian. As you said, the Asian American month, I'm to be a proud Indian, and I graduated from a medical school without paying any fees from one of the most distinguished medical college. So I'm indebted to my country for giving such a good education and making me a good human being. So I'm a proud Indian, proud Asian, and proud human being. Thank you very much.
So articulate, Doctor. We're going to hear about him and learn much more of this proud Indian, this proud Asian, a proud American, and above all, proud to be alive and be a human being. Dr. Hussain, tell us about your parents, your childhood. How was your life at Methodist Boys High School in Secunderabad, I think?
In Hyderabad.
Hyderabad, okay.
Yeah, in Bazarghat, Hyderabad. I was grown from a humble family. My father was a businessman, but very nice human being. We were living in a mixed community of all religion, and he was one of the most respected and loved, irrespective of religion, among the community. So from the childhood, he taught us to be intolerant, nice human being.
Tolerant, you mean?
Yeah, tolerant. Tolerant and fulfill the needs. And he was very much respected by all.
What business, may I ask, was your dad in?
In transportation business.
Transportations. He has logistics.
He has lorries in India, we call trucks.
Trucks.
And he used to transfer goods from one place to another place. That was our business. And my grandfather was a army man in the Nizam's army. So we were rooted from Hyderabad and both sides of the family.
You just heard Dr. Hussain talking about his rich Indian heritage, his father being a lorry fleet, lorry means trucks in India, owner, and his grandfather served the Nizam's army. Sir, tell me now, today, especially now, we lost 27 innocent Hindus, I would say Indians, excuse me, in Kashmir recently were shot to death by terrorists. How would you react? I know you have zero tolerance for terrorist activities. You were earlier telling me. Tell us, what is your insight?
I was deeply hurt, and I can't express my sadness and express on all the WhatsApp group. In the CMMA, we condemn, and this is not the teaching of Islam. They are bringing bad name to all the religion, and especially Islam and Muslims, which is totally contradictory to our teachings. My father was a very religious man, and he was never taught us like these injustices and evil actions, and we condemn from the bottom of our heart, and we are very hurt, and we pray for the victims and for their families, and we are willing to support them and do whatever, and to prevent the future atrocities in any part of the world, and especially in India and in Kashmir.
You spoke like a true patriotic Indian with the American slant for global peace. Today, the world is mourning. India is the first time in recent years you've been all united as one, irrespective you're a Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Christian, Jain. Everybody have condemned in one voice, irrespective of the political parties, irrespective of the regions, irrespective of the diaspora spread everywhere, Australia, India, Germany, Europe, everybody have condemned the killing of 27 innocent people by, I would say it was a cruel act, and it has to be condemned. It can't be contended with. And we, like you say, we join you, Dr. Hussain, in prayers for the bereaved families and for the whole country of India today as we are mourning the loss of this ghastly incident.
Totally agree. And it is coming from the bottom of my heart. And not only condemn, but do everything to prevent such heinous acts in the future in our land, on anywhere on the planet. Talking
about all this, it's misery. I am very pleased Dr. Mohammed Tajammul Hussain, an oncologist and hematologist, has written a book called Much is Misery, Hope, Healing, and Happiness. And Dr. Hussain is an esteemed oncologist, a community leader based in Chicago, serving as the Director of Hematology and Oncology at Insight Hospital and chairing the Oncology Department of Jackson Park Hospital. A graduate of Osmania Medical College, he is known for his medical excellence and commitment to patient care. Beyond his clinical work, Dr. Hussain is passionate advocate for social welfare. I've seen him in action where he's opening free clinics in Hyderabad, announced it in Bombay and in Delhi. He founded the Community of Medical Mentors and Associates, which is called CMMA. The acronym for CMMA, as the founder president, Dr. Hussain, it's a community of medical mentors and associates, connecting doctors across the US and India for healthcare support, including pandemic relief. Your Indo-US Comprehensive Health Clinic is the talk of the town, as you offered, even in Andhra Pradesh, you were offering to open one when you met the new government of Chandrababu Naidu. You offer free and subsidized treatments to the underserved community. You're also the trustee of the Northside Mosque and vice president of ACC, where he promotes communal harmony, interfaith dialogue, and educational opportunities for underprivileged children, students, leaving a lasting impact on both medical field and society. Now, Dr. Hussain, tell us, for the viewers, Much is Misery, Hope, Healing, and Happiness. Tell us, what made you design this cover, and what does it signify first?
It signifies is where to find the happiness, or unfortunately, sometimes we try to find the happiness where it is not there. We are unchecked, and keep using the word, unchecked materialism, blindly racing behind the wealth is not leading to happiness. But look at this child and try to find the happiness in the wilderness of the natural area.
What do the birds signify? Is it a special bird you're trying, an eagle, a vulture, or what is it?
A bird
Penguins?
signifies how happily they are flying
High in the air.
High in the air, worryless, no anxiety, no depression, and look at the child enjoying the sight.
I'm just going to, Dr. Hussain is going to give us a random book review of his book, Much is Misery. Here I opened up a chapter which says the link between wealth and increased cancer risk. A very well topic. Can you tell us, I know wealth can exacerbate family issues, including inheritance disputes, entitlement, or a lack of personal accountability. Could you give us, our viewers, a more feature? What is the link between wealth and increased cancer risk? It's a very interesting topic.
When people ask me, when I was a fellow, we do not have that much demand of oncology. But now, every day I get called from recruiters for oncology because there's so much rise in cancers. And the reason behind, and when people ask me, I use only one word, greed, human greed. We are producing so many chemicals, so many things in there, and depleting the green gases, ozone layer from the sky, and melting off on the Antarctica icebergs, and the snow is melting down, changes the weather, and that's all bringing the disastrous effect on the human cells at the molecular level, causing mutations and genetic problems, leading to rise in cancer.
So you're telling us, Dr. Hussain, that if you are a rich man, you have increased wealth, you're at high risk for cancer. Is that what that means? Because of the lifestyle?
Because of the lifestyle, more fatty food and more richness, and causes a high risk of cancers. And obesity is one of the known risks of cancer, as noted. And socially, also, as a collectively, the whole universe is suffering from the consequences of community blind materialism, leading to more production, more gases, more detrimental gases into the environment, and which has been proven, and that's also causing the rise of cancers.
Very, very profound statement that there is a connection between increased wealth and high risk for cancer. I am now another chapter. This book is full of interesting chapters, and I encourage all our viewers to go and get, I'm sure Dr. Hussain is going to tell us how we can get a copy of Much is Misery. When he's referring to much, he says if you have too much of anything, it leads to greed and misery. And the solution for that is hope, healing, and happiness. You don't need abundance of wealth, but you need hope, you need to heal, and you need to be happy. Now, this is a very good, it says the paradox of human ambition and happiness. And could you explain, of course, here I'm reading off the book, which says the story of Abdul Rahman III. Abdul Rahman III, one of the most powerful rulers of medieval Spain, enjoyed unparalleled wealth, luxury, and power. Yet, when reflecting on his life, he admitted to experiencing true happiness for only 14 days. This profound confession underscores the limitations of material success in fulfilling deeper emotions and spiritual needs. Could you expand on that?
Yes.
How the paradox of human ambition and happiness. It's really a paradox.
It's a very paradox. When I'm a physician, I walk into many hospitals. When you walk into the hallway of the hospital, the most happier person you see are those guys who work at the lower level job, those small people who are working, who push those patients and those are the people who are happier. And when you find, look at the faces of physicians who are supposed to be more richer in compared to those, and you see they are more worried, more tense. So that started from me, from the hospital itself. Then I started exploring and reading more about, and there was an interview by a psychiatrist who were expert in treating billionaires, not millionaires.
Billionaires.
Billionaires. Her specialty is treating billionaires. She said the paradox is when you're a billionaire, you should be more secure, but she found that they're suffering from highest level of insecurity. They think that they will be thrown on the streets tomorrow begging, even though they are billionaire. So this is the paradox as a well-known phenomena in psychiatry, and that is being authenticated by a known psychiatrist, Brandy Jackson. She wrote the preface in the book. She is one of the psychiatrists, and we are both featuring a second part of this book. We are co-authoring the positive effect of love on mental well-being.
Friends, you know Dr. Brandy Jackson is from Chicago, an integrative psychiatrist who was recently elected as the national chair for the American Association of Multi-Ethnic Physicians, which was founded in 2017 right here in Chicago. And she, along with Dr. Hussain, you just heard him say, are co-authoring the part 2 edition of this book, which will talk most about the psychological, psychiatric evaluations. There's an important and interesting paradox of human ambition and happiness. Tell our viewers, you have mentioned something about the Harvard professor's paradox, and you're talking about hedonic adaptation. What do you mean by that? Tell our viewers, what is it all about?
Yeah, there was an interesting chapter by a Harvard professor who at age 40 decided to have 8 goals in his life. And he said, I want to work hard. He wanted to write a book, like bestseller book, #1 book. Want to be the best speaker. Have to have the best, large amount of money, everything. He said, by age 48, I achieved all 8 goals because he was a very ambitious and hard-working professor. He said, after achieving all 8 goals, he said that was I more happy and more satisfied? He said, paradoxically, no. Now I'm more worried about losing those 8 achievements. I thought, oh, I can't be anymore the top best seller, best writer. I can't be best speaker. I need more applause. So did not give him the real satisfaction. In return, in paradox, it gave him more misery, more unhappiness and anxiety about
Very
losing.
interesting. Very interesting. Another portion in the book, let me read off this. I think once you open this book, you can't put it down because there are so many interesting paraphrases and titles which keeps you wanting to read and turn page after page, which makes a lot of sense to us in today's digital world, where one side we are seeing so much of prosperity and economic abundance, other side you're seeing extreme misery and poverty. Having said that, tell our viewers, you have talked about psychological evidence on over-ambition and the pursuit of extrinsic goals.
Yes, when a person drowned in too many ambition, he has sleepless night. They are the one who requires Xanax or sleeping pills.
So first tell our viewers, what are extrinsic goals and what are intrinsic goals? How will you define extrinsic goals? Am I pronouncing it right?
Extrinsic goals are those goals like
Wealth, status, and recognition.
And position, directorship. Intrinsic goals are your own self-satisfaction.
Personal growth. Meaningful relationships.
Exactly.
And contributing to others.
Contributing, yeah, these are the intrinsic
So
goals.
which is linked more to happiness, to lasting happiness? Extrinsic or intrinsic?
Intrinsic, when you try to achieve things to own personal satisfaction, you're being loved by people. People love you for not for your chair or your wealth, but for your qualities.
You know, it's interesting, Dr. Hussain in his book on page 121 says that research has found that once basic needs are met, additional wealth or success contributes little or nothing to long-term happiness.
Yes, yes.
Would you want to expand on that?
Yes. Every human being have basic needs, and you need something to cover our head, something to fill up your bellies, and have a respectful life, a mode of transportation. Then whatever car you have a car. But beyond that, you're chasing, it's going to have some paradoxical effect on your mental and social well-being.
Another very interesting topic in your book, Dr. Hussain, you're talking about shared values across religion. What are those shared values?
This is the first one. The shared values is love, humanity, and all the prophets, commonality, saints, they have this one. They have love for the creation and humility,
charity,
and
contentment.
They're very content, and they wanted to.
Let me read something, if I may, from the book for our viewers. Shared values across religion include humility, charity, and generosity, contentment, and impermanence of wealth. And I think the lesson Dr. Hussain is trying to say from this book is he gives a story of a tiger which resonates deeply with teachings across religious traditions. And I don't want him to tell you, or I'm not going to read it. I want you to go and get a copy of Much is Misery. Down below on the screen, you'll see scrolling here where you can buy a copy, or you can apply, get an email. It's all here, information where you can get a copy. The best thing is write to Dr. Mohammad Tajammul Hussain. His phone number is here. He's available on WhatsApp and his email ID. And ask him, how can you get? I mean, there are so many things. There are parallels in faith and philosophy. He's talking about the Islamic teachings. He talks about the Vedic Hindu teachings, the Bible quote, when he talks about the ahimsa and non-violence, the karma, the Buddhism, the compassion, the Judaism, Talmudic reading teachings, and in Islam, mercy for all creation. And he goes on and goes, Chinese philosophy on benevolence, this Roman philosophy. I never knew so many philosophies do exist. It's a wonderful book. And also, there's a very interesting chapter. He's telling you and all our viewers the pathway for hope, healing, and happiness. And again, you'll have to go and get a copy of the book, because if I read out excerpts and Dr. Hussain gets you, we need you to have this book with you at all times at home, like a ready reference to read about it, because so much effort has gone into this book. And part 2 of this book is coming along. Don't forget that. Here is the power of self-growth. Now, could you tell us what is the power of self-growth? The title is so powerful.
Yes, self-growth is working on our own self, being selfless and working on the quality to acquire and inherit on your own self, which you get achieved through your spiritual mentors, and how to be a selfless man and how to contribute your wealth for the well-being of others. So that's what I meant by that. I work on my children to grow, acquire those qualities which I acquired my parents, and I want them to acquire.
You have written very well on page 163 on his book. He says, if you continuously compete with others, you become bitter.
Bitter.
How true. But if you compete with yourself, striving to improve while aligning with your own desires and values, you become stronger and happy. Too often we all get caught up. I'm reading right from the book, it's not my quotes. These are the words of Dr. Hussain, and I like to repeat, we get caught up in comparing ourselves to others, especially in material matters. I'll repeat it, and I would like Dr. Hussain to read it so you can hear it in his own voice and words. And then I would also like him to read some portions which I have marked out from his book to all our viewers, because they're very poignant, very important. And these are pearls of wisdom which we need to hear often. He will read the first and all what I made it read.
Yeah, you became bitter when you compete. There is no. So you have to understand. You know that there are more richer people, more wealthier. Even if you become millionaire today, there are multiple.
There's always another Elon Musk, another Ambani, another Adani. And there's another Hussain. He may not be rich in wealth, but I know him as rich in humanity, rich in giving.
If you compete, you will never end. It's unchecked. This race is never going to end, and your journey will be destroyed. So
talk about the section which I marked on jealousy. I mean, it's
jealousy and competition, and this is a very bad. I tell you one thing I will tell you about in a medical aspect. When I was a resident, there was a lecture on the LDL, the cholesterol.
Bad cholesterol.
Bad cholesterol is higher and more detrimental in people who are jealous of others. And that is the reason people who are jealous get heart attack and coronary arteries earlier. This is one of the factors which I worked on myself, and my cholesterol went down drastically, but I know we didn't have any studies to prove, but it's some anecdotal data. So jealousy destroy you, your happiness, your physical health as well.
Now, you just heard, Doctor, I'm going to read verbatim from his book, which makes profound sense. We need to hear it all the time. Jealousy-driven competition leads to stress, dissatisfaction, and unhappiness. No matter how much you achieve, there will always be someone with more wealth or success. Remember that. These are words of Dr. Tajammul Hussain in this very well-written book, enlightening book, which empowers us for self-growth, empowers us to be better human beings, in spite of everything what's going on in today's world, in spite of the conflicts, in spite of the prosperity. And I would add, we have a brilliant president, Donald Trump, in our country, and he's doing very well. I was not going if you switch on the TV, you'll hear about tariff, you'll hear about this, but I think America needs Donald Trump. And so don't be jealous of his success. No matter how much you achieve, there'll always be someone with more wealth or success. Chasing, this is another statement all directly from the book, my friends. Chasing external validation results in a never-ending cycle of anxiety, frustration, and self-destruction.
It's true.
Very true, doctor. Chasing external validation. If you want someone to say, if I want my videographer and cinematographer to say, I look like Amitabh Bachchan, that results in a never-ending cycle of anxiety, frustration, and self-destruction. And like Dr. Hussain has said in his book, it's printed here bold and clear, scientific studies show that the mind, body, and heart are interconnected. Jealousy, like you said, can increase LDL or bad cholesterol levels, negatively impacting heart health, and increasing a higher risk of mortality. I mean, so true happiness does not come from competing with others. Instead, it comes from the words of Dr. Hussain, gratitude, self-improvement, and being content with what you have. And this book, I'll conclude with this one line on page 163, is the last line. Stay focused on your own path and you'll find peace and fulfillment. So brilliantly written. And this book explores the paradox of wealth, where having it all can still leave you feeling empty. It blends religious, philosophical, and scientific insights to guide readers towards hope, healing, and true happiness. I mean, this is a book which every one of you should possess, more than the wealth you need. And each page is filled with such interesting, useful informations with pictures, anecdotes. Doc, it's a great book. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Is this your first book? Or?
It's my first book. And right after that, I have the thirst to write the second one, because what I see as an oncologist, it hits me today itself when I saw a patient in West Suburban Hospital, how the families need, how a cancer patient strives for love. So I decided to, and just texted Dr. Brandy Jackson. She immediately responded, it's an honor for me to co-author with you the second part of our book, the love and its effects on mental well-being. So
you know, Dr. Hussain, your book is so profound. You're a practicing busy oncologist. You are also part of the CMA activities. You're doing so much, making a difference in people's life. If you're given an opportunity to do an autobiography of yourself, your journey, I know you're halfway in your journey. You've got a lot to accomplish. From what I can see, you're so bubbling with energy. What would that autobiography be called?
My autobiography will be The Compassionate Human Being. That's my title.
The title of Dr. Mohammad Tajammul Hussain's autobiography will be A Compassionate Human Being. Having said that, I'm told that you are an alumni, did your fellowship at Cook County Hospital, then now known as John Stroger Jr. Hospital, right here in Chicagoland. I'm told that you are planning an alumni salute to the Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle for this iconic institution which has been around for 180 years, the Cook County Hospital, giving free health care to all, irrespective of their status or the ability to pay. Isn't that something? And it is Dr. Tony Preckwinkle, you were talking to me earlier, saying that she, as the president of the Cook County Board for the last 15 years, has made the Cook County Hospital, was traditionally in the red, always in negative, in the positive now, and for the last 4 years. That's an accomplishment itself. So could you tell our viewers, I know there'll be a lot of viewers, you are planning an alumni salute to Madam President Tony Preckwinkle of the Cook County Hospital and John Stroger Jr.'s Hospital.
President Tony Preckwinkle did a tremendous and outstanding job changing the paradigm of healthcare in the city of Chicago. She deserves a salute from all the alumni, and we were trained from that hospital. One thing I remember from Cook County Hospital is the amount of work we did and the good teaching, the practical experience in treating different categories of patients. It is humongous experience, and tremendous atmosphere, culture in Cook County was so good. I still miss the hospital, even though it was an old building, but my memory is full with those pleasant moments of my career. So President Toni Preckwinkle deserves to be acclaimed, and she should be saluted by all those graduates who are accomplishing their life and contributing globally after learning and getting profound teaching from that institute. So we should gather and to acknowledge her accomplishment.
So this alumni salute, when are you planning it, Dr. Hussain?
We'll be shortly in July or August. We will be planning.
So would this be, so you are appealing to all the alumni of Cook County Hospital then and now John Sturgis Junior Hospital, who have been residents there, had the fellowships there, and who work there also, to join this alumni salute to the Iron Lady, Madam President Toni Preckwinkle. And would this be a free event or a paid event? Would it be like a fundraiser? What would it be?
No, all those will be the physicians, and they don't have problem with money. So it will be a paid event. We'll be gladly paying, because she deserves to be, received. She should be on receiving end, and we have to be thankfully, gratefully, we will pay, and so that it goes towards her funds and towards her fundraising campaign. So it will be helpful for her, and we don't have to be free, paying fee dressed. We are accomplished. We accomplished a lot from that institute, so we will be happily spending money.
Yeah, Dr. Tajammul Hussain said this event that he is curating along with the Global Eye magazine is going to be a fundraiser and a tribute to Madam Toni Preckwinkle, who has served as the president of the Cook County Board of Commissioners, to continue to serve another term, to consolidate all her success into a testimony of time, especially with what's going on today. And he has also added that not only it'll be a fundraiser and asking all the alumni, wherever you are in part of this country, to come down to give your feedback, and scrolling down again, we are having Dr. Tajammul Hussain's email ID and phone numbers. He's welcoming input and support to make this a very historic success, and he's reaching out. He's also added that today, as it was 180 years ago, the Cook County Hospital and the John Sturgis Hospital Junior is a living testimony of hope, healing, and happiness. This is what his book is talking about. Though there's too much of misery around, but the Cook County Hospital and John Sturgis Hospital, which Madam Toni Preckwinkle has brought into the positiveness, is a beacon of hope, healing, and happiness. So he says even those who want to contribute and want to buy a book, you can send a contribution. It'll all go to Preckwinkle for President Fund, which going to them. So because this book he has written as his contribution to the community, he does not want to charge for it. But if you contribute, it's this time in this round, it's going for the cause for Cook County Hospital and John Sturgis Hospital, to its founder of the modern hospital, who's made it positive, Madam Toni Preckwinkle. Having said that, Dr. Hussain, it shows your heart. It gives us a peep of what you can do. I could imagine how your patients are thriving. That's why you're able to simultaneously serve 6 hospitals and 3 clinics. You must be one hell of a busybody. Now, if you're given 3 people, you're given an opportunity to take out for dinner, who would those three people be from the past or the present? That will tell our viewers who are your mentors, who are your heroes, who you are fond of. What gives you a little peek into your personality?
I will take those people who instilled and positivity in my life, and some of my teachers.
Name
past.
one.
And I have a teacher in my medical school, and his name is Dr. Valiuddin.
Dr. Valiuddin.
Yes. And
What was his speciality?
he was a surgeon.
Surgeon, okay.
A very good surgeon. And his kids are still here. And my spiritual mentor, he lives in the country. His name is Ilyas. And third one,
No, where does he live? Ilyas is spiritual man.
he comes in Washington, but he's originally from India itself.
Okay. Hyderabad?
And no,
Delhi?
northern part of
okay.
sorry, Punjab side of the India.
Punjab, okay.
And third is Dr. VGP.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Such an honor, sir. You made my day, Dr. Hussain. Dr. Hussain said three people would like to take out for dinner. One is Dr. Valiuddin, his professor, surgeon in the hospital. Second is his Majid, his mentor, Dr.
Yes.
Ilyas. He's from northern part of India, and you know, where he did mention me, but I would like to tell you that his wife, Begum Majbeen, if you know her, she is a pure soul, and I think she is the whole success behind him and his family of physicians. His two children are already oncologists, a third one is going to medical school. May Allah and God bless him for what he's doing and what he's going to do for the community and for everyone. Now, sir, in 3 words, how would you describe yourself?
3
Words or 3 adjectives?
Selfless,
Selfless, absolutely.
loving,
Loving.
and caring.
What? You just heard this exceptional clinician, physician, author, philanthropist, educator describe himself as selfless, loving, and caring. That's what Dr. Mohammed Tajammul Hussain is. And don't forget, his first book is out, and he talks about philosophical, the paradox of wealth and happiness. He's talking about increased wealth is directly linked to increased risk of cancer. It's a new phenomenon. He's talking about the same values run through all religions, and he's emphasizing that we all need to eschew hate, violence, and welcome and promote peace and love. And of course, as a physician, he talks about caring. Edition 2 is coming, and we thank you for spending so much time. I mean, this was a really enlightening interview and an overpowering interview where you gave your insight. Today, I know you are the founder of CMMA, and you know, maybe because you belong to the Muslim faith, people used to call it the Chicago Muslim Medical Alliance. My friends, CMMA is not that. It's a community of medical mentors and associates, which connecting doctors across United States and India. Recently, Dr. Tajammul Hussain has also been elected as the Vice President of the American Association of Multi-Ethnic Physicians of USA. In concluding this wonderful, enlightening podcast with you, Dr. Hussain, you'll have to come back because we had several other issues to talk about, you know, how to reduce stress and anxiety. And we'd like you to give your closing message to our viewers who will be eager to listen. Dr. Tajammul Hussain.
The last statement I was like, after thankful to God and Allah, I am thankful to my parents till my instilling all those positive qualities in me, and Dr. VGP knows, and the most important person in my life who played a very crucial role is my wife.
Yes.
And she brought up very beautiful children, and all the children are just even blink of my they come around me to take care of me. On page 138 on this book is like my 3 pretty grandchildren, and they are the coolness of my heart. 138. 2 of them are my sons' kids, Qasim and Abdullah, and Ismail is the 3rd one. They are the thing which you get. They become the coolness of your eyes when you're compassionate and caring and loving human being. Those kids will make you happier forever. That's my closing statement.
Great. And you know, on page 139, I have a quote which I'd like to read. I'm just saying, he's giving a biblical quote from Luke chapter 6, verse 31. Do unto others as you would have done unto yourself. Thank you so much. And this is this journey of a person who is incredible and incisive and insightful. Dr. Tajammul Mohammed Hussain. Dr. Mohammad Tajammul Hussain. Thank you so much. Take away from your journey so far. Tell our viewers so they can also
just
subscribe to
words. Throughout my journey, what I learned that change the direction, keep changing direction, so that you will find happiness and you leave a legacy in this world. So people will remember you for your kindness, your selflessness, your compassionate nature, and you are the one who eliminated the darkness of atrocities, cruelty, injustice from the world and brought the light of justice, humanity, and selflessness, and the world will be a happy place to live. And every creation of God will remember you and pray for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Dear viewers, elevate your business to new heights and reach 35 million potential customers with GlobalEye Digital. Contact us today at globaleyedigital@gmail.com or info@globaleyedigital.com. Let's take your business global.